4 more days until my 13th year anniversary on YouTube. Queen has returned. Yo, what's up, guys? Stuffleman here. We got Let Me Explain Studios by rather terrible history with sports. It's been a while since she posted. Was she on break or something? I don't even know. I have no clue. But we're gonna get into it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And dive on in. Waited for me. Okay? That's how we started off.
Oh, hey, explainers and entertainers. Glad you're here. Was just doing a little research now that, this one has arrived. He's able to leave the treehouse, but can't, or maybe won't, follow me out of the woods. He's a lot quirkier now that he's a ghost. Oh, but we can talk about that later.
The Queen finally returned!
Given a lot of sports are going on this time of year and none of us nerds can escape their influence on society no matter how hard we try, it all made me think of my own very complicated history with athletics. Let me explain. I showed a general disinterest in sports really early in life. While I did occasionally enjoy some backyard baseball with the neighborhood kids, I was much more motivated by creative things, like putting on plays in our living room, singing, dancing, and building things. But my parents wanted Rachel and I to be on sports teams. For some reason. I guess to teach us something. One of the first kids' sports that a lot of us American kids are signed up for by our parents is t-ball. What is t-ball? T-ball is basically baseball with the position of the pitcher removed. Apparently we can't let 4-year-olds with no hand-eye coordination throw balls at other 4-year-olds holding bats who also have no hand-eye coordination. Instead, you put a ball on a tee in front of the batter so it's super easy to hit. Even though 9 times out of 10 they end up hitting the tee and the ball bounces away awkwardly. The kid eventually hits the ball and you scream at them to run to first base while all the other kids are being screamed at by their adults to pick up the dang ball. Scream at them to run to first base while all the
Was he picking his nose?
other kids are being screamed at by their adults to pick up the dang ball. Fun.
He was picking his
In
nose.
fact, it was so fun that when I was on my t-ball team, I would sit down and draw pictures in the dirt with my finger.
Yeah, butterfly.
Working on my portfolio.
T-ball is a very American first-time sport for kids, but I was curious about what other countries typically forced their kids into. I asked all my non-American viewers at a community post, and after reviewing all of the data, it seems like no matter what region of the world you're from, football/soccer overwhelmingly reigns supreme. Look, even I did it when I was a kid. Though really, I shouldn't be too surprised, given the whole world loses its mind over the dang sport every couple years. Swimming was also a very common one you guys talked about, which, hey, I just think that that's a vital human skill to have. 71% of our world is covered in water. You should probably know how to swim. Even I was on a community swim team when I was a kid. Mom says I quit because I said it got too hard, but I think I just got bored. Just swimming back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
When are we playing Marco Polo?
I know how to swim.
Why I quit a lot of sports when I was a little kid.
I'm so bored. Can't we play something else? It feels like we're always playing this game. Like every Saturday.
There are certain sports that I have always been bad at, like on a cosmic level. Like no matter how hard I tried or how much I practiced, I was destined to suck. Basketball was that for me in middle school. The way my very small private school worked was if you were a girl,
choose your
choice was cheerleader or sports team. You had to do one or the other. And because this adorable little socially awkward nerd was never gonna be cheerleading material, I was forced to be a bench warmer for the basketball team. And I hated every moment of it. But the one time I got even a glimpse of
basketball prom
happiness while playing, it was stolen away from me. The girls' team was practicing during PE one day while the boys sat on the bleachers watching us. During the scrimmage, I was passed the ball and miraculously made a basket. And the thing
nice.
you have to remember is I never made baskets. I was so bad, I assumed every attempt at competence on my part was going to be foiled by the universe.
No, I never made baskets.
So when I scored that 2-pointer, I
still
got
mediocre
enough to give myself a little cheer. But after the game, I was approached by the boys in my class who had been watching.
I kind of get what she's saying now.
I promise you I'm not joking here.
I get what she's saying now.
The boys had arranged themselves and were posing like a gang of bullies in an anime.
Yeah, like that.
With the leader of the gang, the meanest boy in class, dead dead center with all the other boys surrounding him.
Ooh.
The leader boy said very coldly, "Hey Rebecca, you acted like you've never scored a basket before in your life." And the boys around him all laughed. Well, I was so shy and sensitive and non-confrontational
such
that
bullies.
I just blushed and
Just such
ran
bullies.
away, tears welling up in my eyes.
Yeah, such bullies. Just such bullies, man.
Kid, sure hope you enjoy your future of loveless marriages that both
Yeah.
end in divorce without custody. There's a paradox that can sometimes happen in a person where you are very good at something, but hate doing it with every fiber of your
Oh,
being.
first prize.
Enter softball. My parents signed me up for a league
Oh,
outside of
softball. You gotta get into softball.
school, I think about the time I started middle school, and my big mistake was showing I had
What?
natural ability. I somehow picked up softball skills very quickly and was actually a pretty good player.
Hey, you got B minus though.
The problem was I was only a good player
camera
during
miter.
practice. Because here's something fun I discovered only just this year in my late 30s. I've had an undiagnosed anxiety disorder for my entire life. So when it came time for game day in this softball league, I would get so nervous that all of my skills flew
Okay.
out the window, especially when I was up to bat. Boo! Did that work? Did I scare you? Live action,
No, you-
Becca.
no,
What
you
are
didn't get
you
me.
doing here?
You didn't get me.
No, seriously, what
You
are
didn't
you
scare
doing
me at
here?
all.
You're kind of creeping everybody out. Just felt like this next bit was getting a little too wordy for animation, but I think it's important and nuanced, and I wanted to be thorough. But don't worry, I
you
have
didn't get
visual
scary.
aids. So one of the big reasons
Oh,
I joined
okay.
game day in this
That's
softball
nice.
league was my dad. Now I love my dad. I miss him. He had many great qualities.
We all gotta love our dads.
He showed me
We all gotta love our parents.
so much love and support while I was following
We
my
all gotta
dreams,
love our
but
parents.
He was human and complex and flawed, as we all are. And in this
Okay.
particular instance, he didn't handle things the way he should have. So for my
Ah.
softball activities, Dad became the main parent,
Ah.
bossing me around for practices and games, while Mom was more responsible for Rachel's activities at the time. But he became one of those sports dads
Hey.
that took things way too seriously.
Hey.
Because every time I messed up during a game, he would angrily yell at me and scold me on the ride home, lecturing me about what I should have done better. And since I messed up pretty much every game because of my anxiety disorder,
I'm a little bit
this happened
mediocre-
almost every single time.
mediocre
One
at
game
sports,
was
too.
particularly bad. I think I was at the end of my rope. I was burned out and depressed and tired and wanted to be anywhere other than playing center field in this ball game. Suddenly, a ground ball was hit
Yeah.
directly to me, and I just didn't get my glove down in time. It passed right through my legs, costing us a couple runs and ultimately the game. And my team was
Hey.
actually really good because this was our first loss all season. All because of me. I was overcome with dread, imagining what Dad was going to say. But one of the worst parts
overcome your
about it
fear.
was he was so mad that he didn't say a word to me the first half of the drive home.
Ooh.
I think a lot of you know that situation, that
That is kind of sad.
piercing, deeply uncomfortable silence. It made me so anxious that I just couldn't take it anymore. Halfway through
Yeah,
the
that's
drive,
kinda sad.
I meekly asked, "Dad, are you mad at me?" And I sometimes wish I didn't ask because that's when the floodgates opened. He began to scream and yell and rant and rave about my mistake, about letting my team down, my work ethic, etc., etc. He told me that even my coach approached him after the game and asked him, "Does she even want to play?" He then began to scream at me that I shouldn't be playing softball for him, I should be doing it for me, and while that is completely true, the message was poorly delivered. I didn't have any life experience or wisdom at the age of
Yeah.
12 to understand what that meant.
I know how you feel,
I
man.
certainly didn't have the confidence or the emotional intelligence to help my dad understand my anxiety on game days. In that moment, I was just upset that I was getting yelled at and that I had let my father down. So I didn't end up quitting that season, I just tried harder.
You
I still
should've
had the same
never
anxiety during games
let
as I
your
always did,
parents
if
down.
not more now, but I didn't make any more game-costing mistakes. Now, I don't tell you this story
Okay.
because I want you to feel bad for me or to be mad at my dad. That's the last thing I want. No, I tell this story because I want every kid out there to know that your happiness matters. And just as my dad was ineffective
Happiness
actively
do
trying to
matter.
tell me on that car ride home, you shouldn't do something
Happiness
just
do matter.
because you think it's what your parents want, or what your friends want, or classmates, or school, or church,
For
etc.,
everybody.
etc.
or just everybody.
Now, sometimes you have to work with your parents, find a sport to stay active, join a club to learn some skills. But you are allowed to keep searching until you find the right one for you. Just because Dad played football
What about pickleball?
Ball doesn't mean you have to. Just because
If you don't
Mom
know what
didn't fulfill
pickleball
her dreams of becoming an
is,
actor doesn't mean you have to.
It's just
Repeat
like
after
tennis.
me. I am not an
but with a
extension of my
smaller ball.
parents. I am me. Take this as permission from Mama Becca to advocate for yourselves, darlings. And you know, softball wasn't all bad. I retained some pretty useful skills, like throwing accuracy. Once
Oh, what a cute
when I
dog.
was in high school, a few years after quitting softball, David was outside running around and playing with his best friend,
Oh,
who also
David.
happens to practically be my little brother, Brooks. This guy from this
Ooh,
store.
Brooks.
Like annoying little siblings, the two of them came up and started
Brooklyn.
talking some crap. And then like little cowards, they ran away. I picked up a spongy water ball that was floating in our pool, took aim, and threw it into the distance. And bam! Got Brooks square in the head. Ha! Still got it. So, did I ever find a physical activity that I actually liked and was very
That's
good at?
nice.
You bet. And you probably
That is
already have an
nice.
idea of what it is. Slap a fin and some seashells on me
That
and
is
steal my
nice.
voice because your girl is secretly a mermaid. Swimming and scuba diving became my
Little
main sport,
Mermaid.
and Mom was my big support in it. Kinda helps that she liked it just as much as I did. Because of being on the swim team in early childhood and then taking on scuba diving, I have always been exceedingly comfortable in the water, even
Ah,
to this
nice.
day. It's probably
Scuba
the
diving.
one physical skill I take any morsel of pride in. Even though I never competed on a swim team in middle school or high school, I still had some skills. One time, my parents signed me
Yeah.
up for marine biology
You have the destiny in you.
camp. And because the campers were going to spend
You
a
have
lot of
the
time in the
destiny
water all week, the
in
camp
you.
counselors made us take a swim test. We basically just had to swim the length of a large swimming pool
102.
back and forth one time, and the counselors insisted it wasn't a race. We could take our time completing it. But one girl in the group kind of forced my hand. She was bragging a lot about being on her swim team back at school, and all of the other girls were fawning all over her and hyping her up because of it. And me, being
Oh
a
my
competitive
gosh.
chubby girl looking to
Groupies.
prove herself at all times, said, "Oh, it's on. Ready, set, go," and I was off like a torpedo. When I say all the self-esteem I had left in my heart was on the line, I mean it. I was gonna prove to everybody at this
Yes,
camp
too
that I was the
fast.
true queen of the sea. I shall be the one
she's
millennial
going
middle school
fast.
girl with a marine
Supersonic speed.
biology phase who actually becomes a marine biologist.
Okay,
Steve Irwin will be
supersonic
so
speed.
proud! Girls were dropping
Supersonic
left and
speed.
right, having to stop in the middle of the pool to catch their breath. I couldn't even see swim team girl, but I
Alright, you
didn't
better
care.
win.
This single race that's not actually a race will forever change the course of my entire life! Woo!
God
Look at
dang
you
it.
go, Rebecca!
Oh,
Woo! Okay, I think that time I took it too seriously. And I don't
you kinda
I don't want to
did.
disparage poor swim team girl too hard. She's allowed to take pride in the skills she worked hard for, just as I took pride in myself
Yeah,
that
just
day.
to take
You just can't be braggy about it, okay?
pride
That goes
for
for you
everything.
too. I think the whole moral
For
of this video
everything
should
and
boil
everything.
down to this. Pursue the sports and activities and hobbies that get you excited. Something
What's
where
some
you
nice
wake up
hobbies?
every day and you can't wait to push yourself and get better. Not because you think it's what someone else expects of you. Now, what
Bites
I
me.
expect of you is to make it safely out of my woods and enjoy the cold weather. And keep an eye on your ghost pets. Thank you so
Dang, that scared me. What I have to say? Nice story. Nice story. I am so glad that Rebecca had returned again with the stories. I kind of like the stories. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, post notifications, and until next time, Stefan Malini, sign off. And before I go, we got 4 more days until my 13th year anniversary on YouTube. From gaming, from gameplays to to log to logo stuff, which I don't do those anymore, and music, which I kind of do any. Well, we're gonna keep doing music, and to reactions like this. So 4 more days, 4 more days until the 13th anniversary.